And so what kind of doubters, I guess. For example, today I received an email from a man who considers himself very progressive, but he told me if I was going to send him anything more on 9/11, or not to, just take him off my 9/11 list. And I explained to him that that would just invalidate him from my list and left him the option of either staying on and hitting the delete button or having to just miss out on all my pithy emails that I send.
Yeah, so many people don't want to hear anything about it, and you know, it's part of the success of the attack. The success of the attack, you know, as an inside job, was to do something so outrageous that people just couldn't get their minds around it. Especially, I mean, there's been so much resistance from the quarters that we would hope would be receptive. I mean, you know, the traditional left has been probably the bastion of greatest resistance. Because, and I'm not sure why that is. I think there's a whole bunch of psychological issues at play. But one is that the official story had something for everyone. It had the blowback theory is appealing to a liberal ideology of, you know, the chickens coming home to roost from all the sins of U.S. foreign policy. But it's not true nonetheless. You know, that doesn't go to the objections to the official story.
It is fearful to put your mind around this, that our own government could have allowed this to happen, and some may even say they engineered it. I am certainly willing to say it was allowed, as we know that they were supposedly, the real confusion comes about because they were doing, that day they were doing what?
Oh, the war game exercises.
The war game, yes.
So the war game exercises are very interesting because there were all these exercises in play, exercises and operations in play on the day of the attack that one wonders, isn't it an interesting coincidence that on the day of the attack there would be exercises that would mimic some of the very aspects of the attack itself. For instance, there was one of the exercises involved a simulated attack, a simulated plane crash on the campus of the National Reconnaissance Office, a plane crash into building exercise that had the effect of emptying out the National Reconnaissance Office. Now, what does the NRO do? They monitor the paths of airborne objects. I mean, that doesn't mean that they had no ability to monitor it without them, but they had all these people at screens monitoring all these airborne objects in space and in the atmosphere and so forth. And so these people are all away from their screens when the attack is going down because there's basically this drill happening that evacuates the building. That's only one of several. There's also other exercises that involve live fly exercises of simulated hijacks. Other exercises involved actual operations, involve the redeployment of some of the fighter resources that would normally be defending the northeast sector to far-flung areas like in northwestern Canada. And there were at least five of these exercises in play on the day of the attack. Now, is that just a coincidence? And if it's not, who had the ability to schedule those attacks? Well, that clearly points to the insider involvement.